Hi, and welcome to the 5-Day Confidence Challenge, Day 2. I'm really excited that you're here today. Today's video is going to be a little bit shorter, but you can watch the video and then download your homework and take a picture of it after you're done and post it in the homework thread. Okay, Day 2. So what I want to leave you with today is I want to leave you with a new confident mindset. You know, it's easy for us as women to view ourselves as broken. But when you feel broken, then you show up in the world broken. Now, listen, I know sometimes that life can break you down, but here's what I want to say to you is that you are not broken. You only need to be more effective. So, how you see yourself determines how you show up in the world. The way you show up in the world is what you invite. If you see yourself as I'm not good enough, then you show up as lacking, and in turn, you invite more lack. Not only do when you show up, the way you show up in the world is the what you invite, but it's also what you cause. So here's what I want to ask you. What kind of invitation are you? If you were an invitation to a party, what kind of party would you be an invitation to? Something to consider. Are you an invitation for joy, or are you an invitation for frustration? You know, if you show up in the world as frustrated, then not only do you invite more frustration, but you actually cause frustration. Are you an invitation for stress? If you are an invitation for stress, not only do you invite more stress, but you cause stress. Or are you an invitation for love and compassion? Well, if you show up as love, if you show up as compassion, then guess what? That's what you invite more of into your life, and that's what you cause. If you cause and invite more love, more compassion, more joy, then that's going to really make you so much more effective. And it's going to up-level your confidence. So let's talk about effectiveness for just a minute. Effectiveness leads to confidence. The more effective you are, the more confident you'll be. It takes a little bit of bravery and a whole lot of self-compassion to be more effective. Effectiveness means to be successful with an intended result. It also means to fulfill a specific function. When you are not living your life haphazardly and you are fulfilling a specific function and you have an intended result, you will be more effective, which will lead to more confidence. So here's 3 things that you can do to be more effective. Number 1 is you need clarity. You need clarity about what you want. You know, as women, we are givers and we're nurturers by nature. And so we're giving and giving and giving. But sometimes we're so busy giving that we actually forget what we want. And so when you get clarity about what you want, that's a game changer. Because when you have clarity about what you want, then you can start to ask for what you want. Come on, ladies. It's when you don't know what you want and then you don't ask for what you want, you manipulate with your emotions, or you manipulate by withholding to get what you want. And so having clarity about what you want is really powerful. And then having intention, living life with a specific aim. I love what Zig Ziglar says. He says, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. And then the third thing that you need is purposeful action. Action that is in alignment with your intention. When you begin to get clear about what you want and then go after what you want with a specific aim, and then take the actions that you need to get to have what you want, then you become more effective in life. You know, in my book, Summoned to Soar, I talk about a little bit of my story and my journey from tragedy to triumph. And I also talk about how the stages that I went through mimic the stages of a caterpillar to a butterfly. But not only that, but Queen Esther in the Bible, she went through these same 5 stages. And so I talk about that in my book. But it's so interesting. One of my favorite parts of the story is that here, you know, Queen Esther was an orphan. She was whisked away from her family. She went into her season of cocoon, and she was, you know, prepared with oils and all of this. And she had to begin to see herself differently. She had to let go of seeing herself as an orphan and begin to see herself as a queen. So she gets, she's chosen to be the queen. She's actually in the castle, she's dressed in her royal garb. She's actually wearing her crown. And she finds out that her people are about to be annihilated. And her uncle tells her, you know, hey, you need to use your position to try and set our people free. And so she throws a banquet for the king. And he's so impressed with her. See, he says, I'll give you whatever you want, up to half the kingdom. And you know what she does? She gets on the floor and she throws a fit. And she's begging him to fix the problem. And you know what the king does? The king extends his golden scepter and he says, get up. And he says, go write it the way you want it to look. And then he gave her the signet ring of approval. And once that signet ring sealed it, there was no going around it. It was a done deal. And what I want to say to you is that, you know, you might be waiting for somebody else to fix the problem. You might even be waiting on God to fix the problem. But I want to say to you, I know that one of my messages to women is to go write it the way you want it to look. God has given you dreams and desires. He's put gifts and talents inside of you for a specific reason. And he's even given you your story, the story that you have and the life events that you have to support your purpose. And so I want to encourage you today to begin to, you know, don't be afraid to dream again. Don't be afraid to think about what you want and then go after that. And again, like I said, it takes a little bit of bravery to do that. And it takes some self-compassion because you might blow it along the way. You might miss it along the way, but that's okay. Start asking for what you want. Start getting clear about what it is you want, about what kind of life you want to live, what kind of impact that you want to make, you know, what kind of woman that you want to be. Get clear about that, and it'll make you more effective, and that will explode your confidence. So you can do your homework now. You can go over, download your homework. And I want you to answer these questions. If you were an invitation to a party, what invitation have you been up until now? Number 2, you're going to answer, what would you like to be an invitation to going forward? And number 3, what is the intended result that you would like to cause? What specific function are you here to fulfill? And then what do you want? I want you to spend some time on this question. What do you want? And then I want you to take it a step further. Not only what do you want, but I want you to ask yourself, what do you really, 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 really want? Underneath all your fears, underneath all your failures, underneath all your perfections, dig underneath all that stuff. What do you really want? And then what specifically will you aim at? What will you go after? And then what actions will you take that are in alignment with what you want? Ladies, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. So do your homework, take a snapshot, post it in the homework feed for day 2. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Let's keep rising together.